smart, and beautiful. Christine Holly, how are you, darling?
I'm great.
We got a lot to talk today.
Yes, we were catching up like BFFs in the back.
I know. We got a lot of things that we can talk about. And there's so many things that we want to catch up on because, of course, this industry, as we're talking, is not just about learning. It's about having fun.
Yes.
Is everybody having fun today here? Are we? Yes? You guys, come on. Where's the energy back there? You guys you have some drinks. That's why. You're relaxing.
Bring
Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Christine Holly, we're here. Silicone Valley Elite Manufacturing VP. Tell me, I would love to know from someone like you, Christine. You're charming, you're fast, you're witty, you know where you're going, and you know what it takes to get to where you want to go. What do you think this trade show today is going to teach all of us, the mortals, outside of this?
Some of my values that I love and I love to see in everyone else here, innovation and hard work. Everyone seems to have a great vision here, and that's what I see, and I think that's what people will be taking away from this trade show.
So I was asking you back there, and this is very interesting, Drew, because I was asking Christine, what is the thing that she enjoys the most about what she does? And it's about people at the end of the day. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was telling her that I love to help people, right? Our customers are engineers. They need parts fast. I always say, like, they're making adult Legos, and we get to machine these parts, and when we see them build the parts, it is so, so fulfilling.
What else we have now, Drew?
So we're going to get into more of this interview with Miss Christine, and I want to say this. If this isn't the best looking manufacturing news desk that you've ever seen, you got to be lying. Right?
Hold on. I want to make sure that Christine sees the best looking shoes on the set today.
Ooh, true.
Those are it. Oh, there we go. He just wanted the opportunity to show us those shoes.
And so Christine and I have been, talking about how manufacturing has a branding problem, right? And if we think about a typical manufacturer, you don't think about a woman, you don't think about, minorities really. You probably think about, someone with a long beard like myself and maybe a pot belly, hunched over. And to anybody out there that's like that, we love you still. But manufacturing has to change. We've got a branding image. And because of that branding image, we're not really connecting with the youth and with the next level of manufacturers that need to come in. How are we changing that, and what can we do to make manufacturing sexy, fun, and cool?
Well, we need to represent people like you and me, right? Like, we don't look like the typical manufacturer. And if you really look into it, there are people from different backgrounds who look very different, who are in manufacturing, right? We just need to show that side more. And also, I just launched a podcast called Making Things Fun, Cool, and Sexy. Yes. To help promote and support American manufacturing and to see how things are made so that the next generation can see the behind the scenes of how we make things and how fulfilling it is.
Now, your story is very inspiring for me, but for people that don't know, you didn't, start out on the manufacturing floor. No. You came from a completely different industry and then came into manufacturing. How was that for you?
It was challenging, like I used to be a Hollywood red carpet reporter where I would interview celebrities and I would go to all the movie premieres, all the award shows, and then I fell out of love with it. It was no longer fulfilling to me, and I took a trip to Southeast Asia for almost a year to try to figure out what next steps were for my life, and the universe told me, move back to the Silicon Valley and help your family's business. And it took my ego. Like, I was so used to the glam, the glitz, and being around celebrities and wearing luxury brands. And it took a lot for me to step away from that and to enter a machine shop.
Yes, but I would say you've made the transition super smooth. You've made it seamless. And I think that there is value in having people that come from different industries and bring the best of that into what we have. So you talked about a family shop that you were coming back to, what were those reservations? I know that you liked, the glitz and the glam of Hollywood, but what was it about the shop that kind of made you say, I don't want it? Was it the culture? Was it the dark, dirty, and dangerous? What was it that gave you those initial reservations? And then what was it that made you say, you know what, I do have a place here, and I'm going to walk through this shop with my PPE on, but, in my Coach, in my Louis, in these things, right?
Great question. Yes. When I first had the chance to work there, I was afraid of the 3Ds, right? Dark, dirty, dangerous. And I'm like, I don't know if I could fit in. Number two, I wasn't technical at all. This would be a brand new career for me, and I was very skeptical about that. And then working for family. There's a lot of challenges working with family. So a lot of that made me not want to enter the family business. But then once I started working for the family business, and what really made things turn around was about 2.5 years after just shadowing my brother and my dad, everything sort of clicked for me. And then engineers, our customers, started to take me seriously. And I 5.5 times our revenue ever since I started the business.
Let's go.
And that is when I knew I am meant to be here.
Absolutely. So now as you're carving out, your lane in the industry, I see that you've really not only decided that, you're going to help us with this branding problem, but you're putting your money where your mouth is. You've got cameras following you in the shop. You're putting out content. What can manufacturers do to be able to join in on this rebrand? How can manufacturers take some plays out of your book to be able to show and change the idea of what we've got going on in our industry?
Create content. Like, just do it. You could do it on your iPhone. You don't even need a fancy camera. Just post it out there. Put it on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is wonderful for manufacturing. I'm testing things out right now between Instagram and LinkedIn, but I think that LinkedIn is where all the manufacturers are at. The executives are on there checking to see what vendors they would want to use. So I highly recommend doing it on LinkedIn and just create content, show cool parts that you make, have your email up there so that they could send you RFQs. Just do all of that to get the business.
So there was something that you said just a second ago that I want to revisit. You talked about being technical and being afraid that you weren't technical enough to bring value to the shop. But I would argue the fact that you weren't as technical was probably better, because a lot of the people that are going to see you and say, hey, I want to do what she does, I want to be like her, probably are intimidated by the same things, right?
Yes.
And if they see somebody that, obviously you're technical now, but if they see someone that's making content, that dresses the way that they want to dress, that looks like the people on the Grammys that they see and they look up to, can we use those types of things to show people they can be themselves in their shops? To show people that, hey, we're not going to give you a bunch of concepts over your head. We'll help you learn these things. You can come as you are.
I've heard of so many people who leave different industries to get into manufacturing. Yes, be you. I'll share a quick story. So when I first started working in the machine shop, my dad didn't want me to talk to the engineers or our customers. He thought that I looked too fashion and no one would take me seriously. And, all due respect, I do understand that the older generation, they do judge a book by its cover. So I kind of dumbed myself down, took away the glitz, took away the glamour for about 2 years and learned technical skills. I would go talk to engineers and just be like a child, learning just everything about materials, about different types of holes they want, surface finishes, right? And then after about 2 years, that's when I fully embodied myself again, to be the glamorous Christine. And now this is the brand, right? And it's okay to be glamorous and work in a machine shop. And just be you at the end of the day. Life is too short to pretend that you're someone else.
Yes, and we need different perspectives. We need different experiences, because experiences are going to give you angles when we have problems to solve. And 9 times out of 10 in a shop, we're detectives. We're solving problems, right? I've got this part and they didn't give me a blueprint. We need to make a print. We need to make this thing functional. Or we have a print and this isn't something that you can actually make in a machine. So what can we change on here? Or, we made 100 of these, but we need to make 1,000 now. And we got to figure out what tooling that that we can use. So how do we show people your individuality matters, your experiences matter, and we want you in this shop?
Well, you just have to have those honest conversations with your clients, right? Elon Musk recently talked to Joe Rogan saying how manufacturing is very, very difficult, and Hollywood should have a movie about that, right? And it is true. It's how do we go from prototyping to production to help save money for the customer? The only way we could do that is to discuss with the customer, hey, what if we use a different material? What if we could cut back on this to save you costs, right? That is truly the only way to help bring manufacturing back to America and to have competitive pricing. We got to work with our customers, and our customers, they need to work with us. Before you go to Asia or wherever, Mexico, India, check with your local suppliers first. Let's have a discussion. Where can we cut some corners to help save money and produce more jobs in the community?
I love that. So local ecosystems is where it starts. That's how we build these things out. That's how we do it together. So the last thing I want to ask you is, what's next for Christine? What's next for the podcast? Where's the podcast going to go? Is there going to be any merch that we can wear out on the shop floor? I had a conversation with my friend from Rapid Robotics, right? And she said that she wanted to work in the shop. She wanted to be an engineer. But the reason that she didn't is because she couldn't find steel-toe boots that were cute for her. So she went to marketing instead, and she ended up coming back to manufacturing. But how can we, what's next for you? And is there a line coming? And if there's not, how can I convince you to do one with me?
You just inspired me. Yes, let's work on a line. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's make things fun, cool, and sexy on the shop floor.
Absolutely.
And then for me, yeah, making things fun, cool, and sexy, this podcast, I just started it about 2 months ago, and it's already gaining a lot of traction. You still owe me an interview,
Yes.
so I will definitely hold you to that.
Let's go.
And yeah, I'm going to continue to interview bigger named companies and manufacturers so that we can promote and see a small local manufacturing company versus a large manufacturing company such as Trump or Velo 3D, something like that, so that people can see how advanced manufacturing is really changing the industry.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, there you have it. This is my friend Christine. She is on the forefront of changing the branding issue that we have here in manufacturing, and she's doing a heck of a job. So I want you guys to definitely connect with her on LinkedIn. You'll find her under Christine Holly. How do I say your last name? No. And you can connect with her there. She's very friendly. She does have Instagram as well. And we are going to check out her podcast, Making Things Fun, Sexy, and Cool.
Fun, cool, sexy.
Fun, cool, and sexy. Let's go.